Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Williams. We're here to break down the four-game MLB spring training slate over on DraftKings. If you're new to the channel, my name's Tim. I'll be breaking down spring training games as well as MLB games when we get into the season. It's been a little fun kind of practice trying to get a feel for hitting and pitching and matchups and stuff like that. So if you're new to this channel and you like baseball content, please subscribe and we'll get all that baseball information and knowledge to help prepare you going into the season. Without any further ado, let's just jump right in. So first game we have here is the Red Sox and the Braves. The Braves are favored in this one. This might be ticketed to be the highest scoring game on the slate. So we'll see. But we have, Richards going against Oscar Unoa. Richard so far has been hit around a little bit. 6.75 ERA, 8 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 9 walks, 10 strikeouts. Red Sox hitting wise, it seems like they can't slow down. They're just hitting the ball. You know, hopefully that carries into their season, but they're fifth in average, third in on base percentage, fourth in home runs. They're not going to steal bases, and they're about league average in strikeouts. So I've been saying it. I love this bottom half of the lineup. These guys are hitting the ball. Their stars are kind of slumping. So look for when the season starts for those guys to heat up. Pitching wise, they're 19th in ERA, 16th in WHIP, 23rd in home runs allowed, and 18th in strikeouts. So pretty average there. Guys in play I like for the Red Sox would be Vasquez. He's kind of a safe option as your catcher, and then Bobby Dahlbeck, who is just hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He's tied for, he's leading the league in home runs so far. So massive power there. He's been hitting the ball well. It's really hard to ignore. And on the Braves side, 9.0 ERA, which is not good. 10 innings pitched, 11 hits allowed, 10 earned runs, 5 walks, 18 strikeouts. So he is striking guys out. He's just throwing it out there, man. Braves hitting wise, they're 22nd in average, 9th in on base percentage, 22nd in home runs, 15th in stolen bases, 19th in the strikeouts. So kind of average there. That on base percentage tells me that average will probably creep up as we get into the regular season. Pitching wise, they're 9th in ERA, 8th in WHIP. Home runs allowed, they're 20th and then 14th in strikeouts. So we'll see. I mean, kind of above average here. This is a Braves team that perhaps might win the division. Guys I like in play are Swanson, Albies, and d'Arnaud. D'Arnaud, another safe catching option with some power upside. Some of the Braves hitters, Ozuna, Acuna, they're kind of struggling hitting wise. Acuna does have 3 home runs, so that you could take a chance there. Next, we have Washington going against St. Louis. St. Louis is favorited here. Corbin going against Wainwright. So you got some vets going here. Corbin kind of struggling a little bit, 5.19 ERA, 8 hits in 8.2 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. He's given up 2 home runs. So that's kind of key here. He does give up the long ball, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts. So it is spring training. So these guys are just trying to get it right. Washington hitting wise, they've been actually pretty solid, 14th in average, 15th in on base percentage. Kind of a scary team, perhaps going forward. 22nd in home runs, 3rd in stolen bases, and kind of average in strikeouts. Pitching wise, they're 7th in ERA, 10th in WHIP. Not giving up a lot of home runs. They're not really striking out a lot of guys either. And these numbers are collectively starters and bullpen. Guys I like in play today. Robles at the top of the order, Harrison, Castro, Turner, Bell. These guys are hitting the ball well. Josh Bell, this trade to Washington really has benefited him. He's crushing the ball out of the ballpark. He's hitting for average. He's taking walks. So that's really hard to ignore as well. I like him. I don't think he'll be highly owned. So that's a guy I do like in play here. On the St. Louis side, you got Wainwright, who has been pitching very well, 1.92 ERA. Almost 14 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, has given up a home run, not walking a lot of guys, strikeouts. He's 13 strikeouts. Hitting wise for the Cardinals, 23rd in average, 24th in on base percentage. So they're kind of limping a little bit, not hitting a lot of home runs, not stealing bases, not really striking out. Again, it's early. Pitching wise, overall 20th in ERA, 24th in WHIP. Not giving a lot of home runs up, and then they're 26 in strikeouts. Guys in play for the Cardinals, I like Edman, Goldschmidt, Arenado, who's been slumping. He's not really hitting for average, but He's looking for that first home run. He has pretty good stats against Corbin. I try not to look into the stats too much, but sometimes it is hard to ignore. And Tyler O'Neill, who is just absolutely mashing the ball, that's super hard to ignore as well. Next, you have the Yankees and the Tigers. Yankees are favorited here, resting a lot of starters today. Kluber is pitching, probably a safe bet. I don't know how many innings he's actually going to pitch. I think they're kind of easing him in. He's got a 3.0 ERA, 6 innings pitched. He has given up a home run, hasn't walked anybody, which is great to see. And then he struck out 5. So kind of average there. Yankees hitting wise, dead last in average, near last in on base percentage. Home runs, they're 12th. So that's clearly their game, is they're swinging for the fences. They're 7th overall in strikeouts. So going into the season, if there's a good pitching matchup against the Yankees, you might want to look into that because they do strike out a lot and they're not hitting singles, they're not really getting on base. Pitching wise for the Yankees, they're second in ERA, second in WHIP. So their pitching has been fantastic. 16th in home runs allowed, so just average. And they're getting guys to strike out. And then lineup wise, guys in play, I really like Frazier. He's been mashing the ball. He's hitting third, I believe, in today's lineup. And then on the Tigers side, you got Tarek Skubal, who is one of their top prospects, one of MLB's prospects going into the season. So he hasn't allowed an earned run. He's pitched 8 innings. He's only allowed 3 hits, 3 walks, struck out 12 guys. This dude can strike guys out. He struck out guys in the minors. This is a risky play because he is a rookie going against the Yankees, who can hit home runs, can hit for power. But in GPPs, I feel like you can kind of take a chance on him. I might look into that because he has the ability to strike guys out, and the Yankees are 7th in strikeouts, so I like that correlation. Pitching wise for the Tigers, they're 11th in ERA, 11th in WHIP. So just kind of average pitching wise, with bullpen in play. Guys I like in play for the Tigers, Mazara, Shope, and Miguel Cabrera. He has 6 home runs against Kluber. Mazara has 2 home runs against Kluber. Kind of risky to take Tigers hitting here, for sure. But they're in a decent spot. I don't know if I would go there, but they are options. I do have to mention that. But hitting wise, the Tigers not very good. They're 4th in strikeouts. So Kluber also a good matchup. These two pitchers, this might be a low scoring game. We don't know. So I kind of like the pitching matchup here. Moving on, we got the Miami Marlins and the Mets last game here. Dan Castano, just kind of an average pitcher, 4.05 so far in spring, 6 hits given up, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Miami hitting wise, not the best. 25th in average, 23rd in on-base percentage. They're not hitting home runs. They are stealing bases. However, to get stolen bases, it's kind of hard to predict that. You have to get on base, and the Marlins haven't really been doing all that great. They've been slumping. 27th in strikeouts, so they're not really striking out. Pitching-wise, they're 3rd. I wrote that wrong. 3rd and then 5th in ERA and WHIP, respectively. They're not giving up a lot of home runs. And then strikeouts, they're 21st in the league. Guys in play hitting-wise, I like Duvall here. He has power potential, and home runs get you a lot of points. But other than that, like Cooper, Aguilar, Anderson, kind of risky going against Marcus Stroman. But those guys are hitting well in the spring. On the other side here, the Mets, who are the favorites. Stroman's pitching pretty darn well. 2.70 ERA. 13 and a third innings pitched so far, 9 hits, 4 earned runs, giving up a home run, not walking a lot of guys, but striking out guys, and strikeouts are king here. Stroman's probably a safe play going against the Marlins. He's probably going to be highly owned. Hitting wise for the Mets, they're 21st in average, 18th in on-base percentage. So eventually this team's going to start clicking, and those numbers are going to creep up. I think 25th in home runs, 24th in stolen bases, but they're not striking out. They're dead last in strikeouts. So keep that in mind when picking pitchers against the Mets. They're really striking out. So that might not be wise to do. Pitching wise for the Mets, 4th in ERA, 3rd in WHIP, 27th in home runs allowed, and 3rd in strikeouts. So these guys are striking out their opponents. Guys in play, a lot of the regulars are in the lineup. Nimmo, Lindor, Alonso, Conforto, all hitting the ball well. I like the matchup here. JD Davis is also a sneak play, maybe in some GPP settings. So you could look to go there, but it's hard to stack the Mets. It's been, if you have already, they're kind of hit or miss. Like there's games where they just don't hit the ball, and then there's games where they do hit the ball. So they haven't been consistent. So that is a little bit of a risk there. And then we'll just look at DraftKings here. So, Richards, like I said, that first game I think is going to be kind of high scoring. So I wouldn't go any pitchers there. Pitching wise here, looks like Joe Ross got added, but and looks like John Lester actually is in instead of Corbin. So that's some new news. So perhaps the St. Louis hitters might be someone to target. I would look into that. Wainwright may be a safe bet. It's hard to say. Pitching wise for this Yankees Tigers game, I like Screwball. He has the strikeout potential, so risky play, but he can do it. And then the safe bet is Stroman here. Hitting wise, let's take a look at Vasquez and Darno are probably your safest catchers for sure. And then first base, you have some of the obvious like Freeman and stuff. I like the bottom half of the Red Sox here. They've been consistently hitting the ball. So Vasquez is a safe option. I love Bobby Dahlbeck. These guys up front have been struggling a little bit. The Braves, these guys can break out at any time too. So all of these guys in the front of the order, I think you have to say like they're in play for sure. Hitting wise, I love the Nats here as well. Wainwright has been pitching well, but he's a little bit older. There's going to be some bumps in the road. So today could be one of those days where they have those bumps. So Bell's just been mashing. Soto has been slow out the gate, but he's one of the best players in the game. Robles can hit for power, hit for steal, or get stolen bases. Castro's a sneaky play too. The Cardinals have been kind of risky, but Edman looks good. And then, hitting wise in this game, I don't really like too much other than Frazier. And then there's the three guys on the Tigers side who have pretty good experience against Kluber, which would be Mazzara, Miggy, and Shoop. But again, risky. I don't think they're going to turn over this lineup all that often. And then this last game, the Mets, look pretty decent to target just to fill in roster spots. I love this top of the order. So something like that. I mean, I hope this information kind of helps you and guides you. It looks like there's going to be some pretty decent matchups today. If this helped you at all, thumbs up this video. I really appreciate it. I love talking baseball with you guys. The feedback's been incredible. Some of you guys have been winning some money, and I think that is incredible and awesome. So props and shout out to you guys for doing that. But my name's Tim Williams. We'll be breaking down these slates into the MLB season. I very much look forward to that. Appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you can, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.